Hey guys, it's me and Webster and Frosty. We're hanging on the couch. I have to clean and mop my house here in a minute. I'm kind of procrastinating. So instead, what I wanted to do for you today is just kind of a low-key, more relaxed video on some of my favorite Christmas movies. And there's a ton, so I'm going to try to go fast. And I actually might have to make this video 2 parts, and I think I'm going to have to do the TV special separate, because I went a little overboard. I don't like this angle. It makes me look like I have 10 chins. Anybody that's probably a YouTuber or a vlogger, they know the plight of good lighting, trying to find good lighting and a good angle. And I think it's, unless you have like really expensive camera equipment, it's probably a lost cause. So I'm not even worried about it. Rochelle and I, with our vlogging, the whole point is like we're not looking to obviously be like the most glamorous vloggers or even the most like beauty center channel. We just do this for fun, and we want you guys to have fun watching it. And our goal is just to be real and relatable. So hopefully we're doing that. But anyway, I'm rambling. And my first one, these Christmas things, I tell you, it was very hard for me to pick because there's just so many of them that I enjoy. But the first one for me is Rudolph. And it's funny because Rochelle just recently did a vlog on how, sorry, I got an itch, it's driving me crazy. I got like a dog hair or something right there. Rudolph is the one that and Rochelle too, oddly enough, even though she just did that vlog, like I was trying to tell you, where she kind of talked about how it's a little bit more on the depressing side. And I mean, if you think about the fact that they're very mean to Rudolph and that Santa is kind of a, can't say the word, I'm thinking, kind of a jerk. So he definitely, it's not like the happiest Christmas special, but I really like it. I just love the songs in it, and I think it's silly, and it's very Christmas centric, and I love, my favorite is Hermie the Elf, and then I think the Cornelius is really strange. The like, I don't know what he would be. He's like kind of an explorer, I guess. They call him something in the movie, and I can't remember now what it is, but that's not important. But I just really like that one. I especially like it for the music, and then I just think the stop motion animation is really cool. And then the next one is actually done by the same company that does Rudolph, and that is Frosty. Rochelle hates Frosty. I don't think my sister likes it. I don't think Andrew likes it either. I think I'm like the Lone Ranger on the whole Frosty the Snowman deal, but I really like it. I like Hocus Pocus, the Magician's Rabbit. And I think it's neat how they kind of take this song and go into detail a little further about like the history of Frosty and how he came to be and why he comes back every Christmas and stuff. And I think it's cute. And I really like the part where they had just built Frosty and they're trying to think of a name for him, and one of the little kids suggests oatmeal. I don't know why. I just always thought that was funny, but that's neither here nor there. And then the next one is also done by the same company that does all of like the Frosty, Rudolph, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. All of those Christmas specials are done by the same company called Rankin and Bass, and that is Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I really like that one. It's another stop motion animation, and it has really good songs in it. And I can't remember if it's narrated by Danny Kaye or Fred Astaire, because usually Rankin and Bass gets like they got an old Hollywood star to narrate them. I'm kind of surprised they never got Bing Crosby to do one, actually. But and there's the Frosty actually has 2 or 3 sequels to it. I know one of them is narrated by Andy Griffith, where he has children, or no, that's the one where he gets married. There's so many, I can't keep them straight. But I do like the Andy Griffith one. I do not like Frosty Returns. I think it's crap. It's like voiced by all the characters from Roseanne, and they talk about building a fertility goddess, and it's just like the cartoon. You can tell that the cartoons were like, I don't think they're classic Rankin and Bass at all. It looks like the love child of like the Rugrats and Snoopy and those Agnes cartoons or whatever, with like the older lady that makes jokes about stuff. I just don't like it. I'd be curious if you don't like Frosty Returns. Let me know in the comments below, because I think it sucks. And the next one is A Charlie Brown Christmas. That's another classic. Sorry, that hair is bothering me. I don't want to be one of those vloggers who's like leave my hair the whole time, but that one was driving me crazy. A Charlie Brown Christmas is another classic. I love the part where Charlie Brown's trying to direct the Christmas pageant, and they all end up dancing, and like everybody knows the Charlie Brown dance where you just like shuffle your feet and do this. I've been trying to teach it to my class. I let them watch it. I don't normally let them watch TV, but they've been asking, because we have like a small video section in our school library, and they've been asking to watch it, and I think they enjoyed it. And then I love Snoopy and Woodstock. And I think one of my favorite parts is where Linus gets out on the stage and is like, hey, boneheads, Christmas is actually about Jesus and not about commercialism and presents and stuff. And I like that when he tells the whole Christmas story. And I also like Sally, Charlie Brown's little sister. She's kind of sassy and kind of reminds me of myself. And I love where she tells Charlie all she wants is her fair share. It really reminds me of how I talk to Andrew sometimes. I don't know if that's good or bad, but anyway, it makes me laugh every time. And then the next one is A Garfield's Christmas. I like A Garfield's Christmas if you take away the part about the grandmother being sad that she doesn't have her husband anymore. I know as soon as you heard that, you guys were like, what? Depressing. But the rest of the special is really cute. And actually the way that they handle her kind of being sad that she doesn't have her husband anymore on Christmas is very sweet and not... they resolve it in a non-depressing way. But the reason I like the Garfield special is I really like that we'll have a good old-fashioned Christmas down on the farm song. If I knew the words, I would sing it to you, but for some reason, I can't remember them on my own. But as soon as they play it, I'm like, oh, I know all the words. And I really like how the family, John's family is portrayed with his brother Doc Boy and his parents and his grandmother. They really remind me of my family. They're like very Southern, and the grandmother, or not the grandmother, but the mom makes like 40 side dishes and a million pies and stuff, and that's exactly how my family is. And they just, you can tell that his parents leave like a very city, or a very, John is from the city and drives to the country to visit them, and you can tell that they're very like out of touch with what's happening in the city, and they just lead this like simple country life. And it kind of reminds me of my family and my grandmother's side of the family and stuff, so I like that. And then the next one is White Christmas. Oh my gosh, I've talked about White Christmas so much in these vlogs. I love Bing Crosby. Aside from the deadbeat dad murmurs, I still, never really read or found out if that's true or not, but I'm pretending that it didn't happen, even if it did. Love Bing Crosby. I love White Christmas. I love the songs. I love the dance sequences. I especially love the scenery in Vermont with the mountains and the inn and stuff. And I love the costumes. I love all the red glitter and the green glitter and the Santa Claus, and everything's very sparkly, and it just has the best music. I love the music from it. And I love Rosemary Clooney and Bing Crosby together, and I just really think that it, if you give it a chance, the beginning is very slow, but I truly think that if you start watching it, you're going to end up liking it too. It's just a holiday classic, and it could not be more Christmassy. But that's just one of my very, very favorites, and Michelle likes it too. I'd really like to go see it on Broadway, but this year it wasn't playing anywhere close to us, so we needed to go. And then also with that is Holiday Inn. Holiday Inn is like the precursor to A White Christmas. I don't like that one as well. I do like it, but it doesn't have, to me, it doesn't have like as good of songs as White Christmas does. But it's really cute, and it's kind of like the origin of how Bing Crosby kind of got started with his music and everything. And that is actually originally where the White Christmas song came from. So I like that one too. And then the next one I'm reading from a very long list is A Christmas Story. I love A Christmas Story. I love Ralphie. I think he's hilarious. And I love how the bad guy music is the music from Peter and the Wolf. I love that. And that's another one that's just like screams Christmas. I love the part where his dad gets the leg lamp and where Ralphie comes down in the bunny pajamas. And I love that movie. A lot of people don't like it. I don't know why, but it's one of my favorites. And I especially like how Ralphie, throughout the day, kind of daydreams, and it's these, huge, elaborate dream sequences that are always really silly. And I just think it's a good movie. The next one this is a little embarrassing. Back in Jonathan Taylor Thomas, or JTT's heyday, He was in a movie produced by Disney called I'll Be Home for Christmas with Jessica Biel. I don't know if Jessica Biel admits that she was in that movie, but I loved it. It's about Jonathan Taylor Thomas plays this like pretty self-centered guy in college, and his mom had passed away, and his dad had remarried this woman that he didn't really like, and so he kind of avoided a lot of contact with them, and didn't go home for holidays and stuff. And so his girlfriend is mad at him because instead of wanting to go home with him for Christmas, I'll go home with her for Christmas, I mean, he books him tickets to a tropical island, and she really wants to go home and see her family. I think they never actually explain it, but I think they maybe went to like the same high school or something together because they live in the same town. And she wants to go home and see her family, and she thinks he's being selfish because he won't go with her. And they have this huge fight, and it's just like his story of trying to get. I don't want to tell you too much because it'll ruin it, but basically he ends up not being able to ride or fly home with her for Christmas, and has to find a way from California to, I think, New York. At least it's basically from West Coast to East Coast in time for Christmas Eve dinner, so he can get a card that his dad has promised him. Basically, his dad offered him a bride to come home and eat Christmas dinner with him and his new wife. And it's kind of just a story of like the pitfalls of him trying to get home. And it's very much like Planes, Trains, Automobiles kind of vibe, but I really like it. I love Jonathan Taylor Thomas, and it's just a really well done movie. And it's a little cheesy, but in a good way. And it's just one of my very favorites. And then the next ones are Home Alone 1 and Home Alone 2. I like them for different reasons. I like Home Alone 2 because of the New York scenery. Like, it doesn't get much more Christmas than New York at Christmas time. And I love the bird woman that he makes friends with, and that talk boy recorder that he records stuff in all the time. And I love the guy at the toy store that he makes friends with. And I like that movie because I think it shows like a different side of Karen, what the heck am I talking about? Kevin McAllister, or Macaulay Culkin's character's like personality and compassion towards people. In the first movie, it's more about him fighting off the bad guys, and I think the second one is more about like who he is as a person, and I really like that. And of course, the first one, that's another that's just a classic. I love all the Christmas scenery in it, and I love the old man that he becomes friends with. And when he goes to the church, and to kind of like mentally prepare himself to fight off the criminals. And that one has both of those movies. I can't think of the composer that did the music for them, but the soundtracks are really good too. And I just I like that. And I saw a video recently somebody had posted on YouTube that was like, it was called like Whatever Happened to Buzz, or What Happened to Buzz. And it was kind of mean. They were like basically making fun of the kid that played Kevin McAllister's brother Buzz for like letting himself go. But it was really random. Like, I don't think you would know that it had like it showed all the characters now, and I didn't recognize half of them. That was pretty shocking. But anyway, and the next one, I think this is gonna have to be a two-part video. The next one is Ernest Saves Christmas. It wouldn't be an Alissa movie list without an Ernest movie, and I love Ernest Saves Christmas. This one is about Ernest is a taxi driver, and he frequents an airport in the town that he lives in. And he ends up picking up the real Santa Claus, and of course doesn't know it. And it's about Santa Claus has flown to Florida to find his successor because he thinks that he's too old to be Santa Claus anymore and wants to retire. And so Ernest picks him up, and also picks up a teenage girl that's run away from home. And it's kind of their adventures trying to find the next Santa Claus and trying to bring Christmas cheer to each other. And it's just a really cute, silly movie. And the girl that plays the teenager, I swear it looks like Phoebe Cates, but it's not. I thought forever that it was, but the age thing doesn't work out. But I love the Ernest movies. I was so sad when Jim Varney died. I just think the Ernest character is silly, and kids love it, and it's very like clean comedy, and it's appropriate. Andrew pointed out that it's kind of weird that the teenage girl hangs out with like 40-year-old Ernest or whatever, but there's no implication in the movie that anything inappropriate ever happens. And the guy that plays Santa Claus does a really good job too. So it's just another silly, cute one. And then, oh, I think I can maybe get through this if you guys don't mind that this is a long video. The next one is A Smoky Mountain Christmas. I love Dolly Parton. I've made that no secret on here. I think if I met her, I would just like pee and poop myself and then pass out. I just think she's the coolest. And her movie is Smoky Mountain Christmas. I'm not sure if it was made for video or it was just made for television, but it's about her. She plays a famous music star, and she kind of is having trouble with songwriting, and she's just kind of tired of it. And so she runs back from Hollywood back home to her Smoky Mountain home in Tennessee and hides out in a cabin for a couple of weeks. And while she does that, she meets a group of children that have run away from like a pretty bad children's home. And it's about her like trying to hide out and hide from the paparazzi and to try to help these kids. And it's really cute. And that's another one that, I mean, has some really good Dolly Parton music. How can you not love? I know some of you probably don't like her at all, but I really like Dolly Parton's music. And it has some great songs. And it has Lee Majors as Mountain Man Dan, I think. And it's just super cute. And it's a good one to watch with kids. And I love the mountain scenery and, you know, the Tennessee countryside. And it's just another one that I just adore watching that one at Christmas time. Next one, Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol. Very cute take on the Christmas Carol story. I love Mr. Magoo. It's about, he's actually like in a play playing Scrooge on Broadway. And it has really cute songs. It's kind of in the same, like basically Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol, the Jetsons' Christmas Carol and the Flintstones' Christmas Carol are like basically the same thing except with different beloved cartoon characters. So I would suggest any of the three of those. And then the next one, I should have talked about this one earlier, is Elf. Will Ferrell, I know like his Step Brothers and those kind of comedies people think are hilarious, but I honestly think that Will Ferrell is at his funniest in Elf. It's very appropriate. There's very few things in it that like a kid couldn't watch. I just think it's hysterical because he's just like basically a giant man-child. I love that he eats maple syrup on everything, and like that his diet is basically running off sugar. I just think that it is the funniest stinking movie, and it has a really good soundtrack to it. I love Zooey Deschanel, and I especially love her in this movie. And I just think that it is so funny. I love when he gets his dad something special. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch that part. And then the next one, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I love that movie. I love when he finally snaps. This is not one you can watch with your kids, by the way. I love when he snaps at the end and just says like 100 million cuss words and kicks the Christmas tree and kicks the presents and wigs out. And it's the story of the Griswold family, and they have their in-laws on both sides coming in for Christmas, and a couple of their elderly aunts and uncles. And it's basically just like so true to life about how, although you love your family and your in-laws, they can be very frustrating, and especially around Christmas time, they stress you out and they make you crazy, and it's just it's hilarious. And I love his elderly aunt. Some of the crazy stuff she says, and she wraps up her cat and gives it to him as a Christmas present. And I actually love the Old Navy commercials that they're doing now with them, with the new Audrey and the new Russ. I think they're hilarious, but you definitely need to check that one out. And then very quickly, Mickey's A Christmas Carol is super cute. I really am liking the, of course, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I don't even need to explain that one. That's another classic. I prefer the cartoon over the movie, which I know a lot of people are the other way around, but I definitely prefer the cartoon with Dr. Seuss's actual illustrations and the songs in that one. I prefer much more than the one that Jim Carrey was in. And then I've really been into like the Fox family and the ABC family, and Hallmark and Lifetime Christmas movies. Like I like Holiday in Handcuffs and Desperately Seeking Santa and Snow Globe and 12 Days of Christmas and all those. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite like Fox family, ABC family, or Lifetime or Hallmark Christmas movie is, because I know there's a ton of good ones I hadn't seen. And then I recently rediscovered Annabelle's Wish, the cartoon about the cow who helps the little boy that can't talk. It's narrated by Randy Travis and has Rue McClanahan from the Golden Girls in it, so it doesn't get much better than that. Anyway, sorry this was so long. I'm going to try to do a shorter TV one later, so hope you're having a good Christmas weekend. Let me know what your favorite holiday movie is in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. Bye.